Hey y'all, it's Eric coming at you with another Colorado winter camping video. This is January 10th, 2026, so Happy New Year. This will be my second camping trip of the 25-26 winter season. If you watched my last video, you saw that I camped up the Poudre Canyon just west of Fort Collins, Colorado, and ran into a little wind. I tried using a shelter room off of the vehicle awning, and it was just too windy for that. So this time around, I've got my Gazelle T4 Overland dome tent, which is a bit more wind resistant. So far driving up here, it hasn't been too windy, except right now I started to feel a little bit of wind. So I think I'm glad I brought that tent this time. And it's 36 degrees, it's pretty sunny, and I don't know if you can see, but we're working with even less snow this time than when I came a month ago, maybe a little over a month ago, I think. Yeah, it was right at the start of December. But anyway, we're gonna get up to a spot probably close to where I camped last time. I don't think I'm gonna go to that same spot because I do like to mix it up, even though that's a great spot. We're gonna go just up Pingree Park Road a little bit farther and get on to trail number 127. I'm pretty sure there's no gate on that trail, but I will find out when I get there. And if it's gated off, then we'll just go back to Crown Point, because I know that's that one's always open. So I'll check back in when I get up to the trail. So you can see here, this is where I would turn if I was going up to Crown Point, to the right. But we're going to check out another spot on Cotrex, which is a free app that we have available to us here in Colorado. It shows the trail as number 127, I think, .1. Pretty easy to find. I've checked it out in the summer. It's a really popular spot, and just you have more options in the winter because less people come up here and do this. And Cotrex did not show it as being seasonally closed, so I think we should be good. Another thing I want to touch on real quick. Today is January 10th. On New Year's Day, there was a woman hiking a trail not far from here, and unfortunately she lost her life to a mountain lion attack. She was hiking alone, and some people found her, and she had some damage to her throat. So the mountain lion got her, snuck up on her, and got her in the throat, and she did not make it. So I was actually on my way to go camping last weekend, the day after this event happened, and I was going to a different part of the state in Boulder County. And as I was driving up the road, getting closer to the area where I want to camp, I saw a fire ban sign. And winter camping without a fire is just not fun at all. So I decided to take the long way and come over this direction. And when I got closer, my brain started going crazy, thinking about that woman and thinking about, the potential for another attack. So I decided to skip camping. I went home and just put it off for another week and decided to think about it. And you can't live in fear. There's animals in these woods. They're everywhere, whether you know it or not. I'm sure there's been other times when I've been camping and there's been mountain lions. I've definitely seen moose. I know they'll charge a human. So sometimes you got to just go for it and just be aware. I'm pretty sure the woman had earbuds in, so she probably didn't hear anything. But those cats are pretty stealthy anyway. And the saying is that they see you before you see them. So we're gonna get up to this turnoff and see if it's open and see how things are looking. All right, we've reached the turn, and it is in fact number 127. No tracks, so it'll be just us. There is a little snow. We finally did find some snow. but definitely not enough at this point for me to be worried. There's a campsite on the right I could go to if I want to be close to the road, but I like to get a little farther off the road. So I'll just cruise back here a little bit. There's another site here on the right with a fire ring. I have explored this trail on a dirt bike, and it does go back a little ways. So we'll just see, we'll see what we can find. Another spot on the right. Okay, there's a lot of good spots. The wind is kind of hit or miss. It seems like every time I turn around a corner, it's either windier or more wind or less wind. So I guess we're just gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. But there are a lot of spots. There was another trail to the left there I could have gone on. So yeah, I think we're gonna be good back in here, and I get to camp in a little bit of snow, which is kind of cool. So it looks like up here, we'll just explore around a little bit. I'm seeing fire rings everywhere. The problem with the snow is now I don't really know if I'm on a trail or not. But I mean, this is pretty nice right in here. I'm not gonna take it yet because I just got here and I'm not done exploring, but if I wanted to, this would be an awesome spot. Let's see if we can snake around here. This is a good thing about the Forerunner, is it's a really narrow platform, so you can get in and out of places pretty easy in this car. Yeah, there's a fire pit there. Well, I'm liking this. I'm gonna go a little farther though. I'll leave the camera rolling so you can kind of see what it's looking like on this not so snowy January 10th. Cruise down this a little ways. Let's see. Alright, so here's the spot I think I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit because that wind has picked up and I'm on kind of a ridge. I don't know if you'd call it a ridge, but I'm on kind of a high point. But I want to walk over here real quick and show you another danger of camping in those high winds. Look at this tree. This thing is just snapped. And this is a green living tree, or it was. And those winds came through and just said, "Not today, tree. You're going down." So definitely something to think about when you're setting up your tent and whatnot. Now I've got nothing's perfectly clear, but right over here behind the Forerunner I think is a nice level spot. And I got the fire pit here. So if I do stay here, which I think I'm gonna, if I do stay here, that's where I'll put my tent. Well, wouldn't you know it, I started to unstrap my tent and the wind got crazy up on that spot I was at. It's pretty hard to see, but down there is the Pingree Park Road that I came in on. In the summertime, when these spots are crowded, you drive around and you're lucky just to find one, and that's a challenge. But the opposite of that is the winter time, when there's no one here and you want to find the perfect spot because you have so many choices. The views are insane up here. I know this video isn't doing it any justice, but I mean, you can see everything. Just very high exposure. This trail is not long, so I decided it's not super late yet. My tent is very easy to set up and the firewood is abundant, so I won't have to spend a lot of time looking for firewood. But I might as well explore and see if I can find a spot that's a little more sheltered. I'm almost to the end of the trail. There are, when the trail ends, it kind of does like a snake tongue, and you can go left or right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and check it all out and then make my decision. I might even head down to one of those first spots that were kind of lower in the trees, because I'll tell you what, camping in the wind is not fun. If you can get a windbreak, if you can get down in a valley or something and not up on this exposure, you're gonna have a better night. That's it. Now I just stake it down for the wind. There's a great YouTuber named Steve Wallace, and his channel is Camping with Steve. And he's got a pretty solid system when it comes to setting up camp. You do your step one, which is get your shelter set up. And then you do step two, which is grab a beverage. So this is to you, Steve Wallace. Thanks for the motivation and the inspiration to get out here. Got a little camp update. Started a fire a little bit ago. Making some food. By making some food, I mean reheating some tacos I bought in town on my way here, because there's no need to complicate things, just make it easy. So here's the tent. The diesel heater is set up. The cot is set up. The table is set up, ready for coffee in the morning. And it's just a nice night. It's barely windy. It's perfect. The sun is just about down. Alright, so if you're a curious little mountain lion or a bear or something and you want to walk up on my camp, this is what you will find. Some string lights, which are 12 volt USB running off a little cheap battery pack. And then here is the tent, also with some string lights, but they have their own battery. And then I have the, let me turn on the light here. I have the cot. I have the Blue Eddy, which is powering the diesel heater that's outside. And then I have my little station here, my backpacking or moto stove, my pre-ground coffee, some water, coffee mug, and now what I'm going to make for you is a little mountain treat. So we have some fresh mountain snow, 2 lime wedges that are left over from my taco plate, and a little James Beam bourbon. So, give me 1 second, I'm going to mix this all up. Alright, since I'm working with just a phone and no fancy mounts, I had to stop. But there is the mountain slushy that we're going to enjoy. That was a total just thought up in my head concoction. And then this is our sweet fire with that amazing amount of wood that I barely had to even cut. The wind is still kicking, but it is not horrible wind. It's just steady wind. So, cheers everybody. Alright y'all, it is the morning. Slept in a little bit because it is as calm and perfect as it could be. So we did not encounter that morning wind like I thought we might run into. Diesel heater still running. I had this thing on setting either the lowest setting or 1 up for the whole night, so pretty low. And I still have plenty of fuel and battery left. So if you run these things on low or 1 up from low, you can easily get, I mean, I'm going on 13 hours of runtime right now, and it could easily run for another 3 or 4 hours. So very efficient way to heat your tent. I was very cozy last night. But anyway, since it's the morning and pretty much all I have to do is pack up and head out. Oh, here's what's left of that fire we had. I did stir it a little bit already, but she burned down to nothing. It's a little bit warm, so I will be pouring water on that. Normally I'd scoop snow on it, but there's not enough snow to scoop. Well, I went ahead and I made a coffee, and I'm just walking around. This is that tree I showed yesterday. They got snapped clear off, and I didn't even realize there was a whole nother tree right behind it that also got snapped clear off. I don't know if one hit the other or if they were maybe growing up into each other anyway, but that's some force right there. You do not want to be camping in that. That's what I mean. These winds are deadly. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning and it's not even cold, so I'm just having this coffee and going for a walk. This is what I mean when I say an abundance of firewood. It is not an exaggeration. And then if you look over here, I found yet another perfectly green living tree. And the break on this one is pretty impressive. I think that was the windstorm that I was over on Crown Point. I'm not even kidding. Look, it just shattered this one. Well, I'm out of here. They say always leave your campsite better than you found it. And I can honestly say there was not a single piece of trash up there at the site where I stayed. However, driving out, this is another fire ring I saw, and there is some trash, so I'm gonna bag it up and take it with me. Try to leave this place a little better than it was when I got here. Had a great time. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.